Yeah. Just getting a little warmed up. Just rocking out. A couple tunes here. Going on at like 9 o'clock. Just give me a minute. You know what I'm saying? Getting some things together. Okay? I got people with me. I'm not ready yet. And I don't know if the music was playing this whole time. It was supposed to be. I'm trying to get the music going. I do own the rights to this music, you motherfuckers. Facebook can't kick me off shit. You know what I mean? I do own the rights. Get ready, get ready. I shouldn't even be playing this. This is the intro to the fucking show we're about to do. And that's not really the vibe I'm trying to go for right now. So here we go. I'll play some good news shit. So getting ready, I'll be right back. It's that good news shit. Yo, so before we get started, I got my co-host Kev and co-host Danny waiting to get on, but just wanted to kind of start a few minutes early just to kind of get people a chance to get in here and all that good stuff. But I'm excited to be here for a live Might Be News because it's been a while since we've done this show the way that we are used to doing it. Never done it live before, so that's going to be interesting. But there's a lot to talk about. A lot of people have a lot going on with the coronavirus lockdown, what's going on with all that. A lot of mixed feelings about all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about there was a news story that kind of became huge in the past couple months that we've already fucking talked about mad times before. It's kind of stupid. I'm not going to spoil it though. We're going to wait. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Give me a minute and I'm going to get shit going for real, for real. Danny and Kev, you ready? Let's fucking do it.
The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Hopefully you guys can hear the fucking sounders. I can hear it. What's up, everybody? It is May 16th, 2020. 2020. My name is Taylor Cooper. And this might be news to you. What up, everybody? With me, as always, we've got co-host Kev, co-host Danny in the house. What's going on? We are Might Be News. What up, Kev? Say what up, Kev.
What up, Kev?
What up, Danny?
What's up, guys?
Man, we're here. It has been a long time since I've heard this fucking intro song.
I know, right?
It's been a long time since I've heard this.
Put it in my butt and twist it.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I gave myself a round of applause. You know,
I look like a penis.
it's all good. It's all good. Look, so listen, I am really excited to be here, and I want to get into a bunch of stuff. We've got a lot to talk about. And we're going to try and keep this, normal show length. We're just going to have some fun and hang out. But we haven't talked in a while, right? So I wanted to kind of see how you guys were doing, how, everything was going with you guys.
You want to go, Kev?
Living my best life.
Listen, when a guy says I'm living my best life, that's him masking something else. So, Kev, what is really going on at home?
I got laid off. I mean, I didn't get laid off. I got furloughed. I've been off for probably a month and a week now.
What is the difference between furloughed and being laid off?
My job is still there when business picks back up.
Okay.
Laid off, you're fired, but you didn't necessarily do anything wrong to get fired.
Now, see, my job does layoffs for like a week at a time, but we always go back to the same job.
So you're also supposed to furlough. You're supposed to keep your benefits.
Okay.
Do you keep your benefits?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what they called it.
Oh,
That's
well.
what they called it.
Oh, well.
No, it's great. Like a lot of people are going through different stuff as far as all that's concerned. You know, it's a really crazy situation for people.
Charlie, you're cut off from like the eyebrows up. There you go.
You're too tall.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Like I haven't missed a day of work since this whole thing has started, but my schedule's changed dramatically, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that's not the case for them. You know, it's like it's every day is a struggle, and every day people are trying to figure out, you know, what the hell they're going to do. And I encourage people to kind of share some of that stuff with us in the comments if you want. If not, you know, I really want to know, you know, how this has been affecting people, because it's affecting everyone, right?
Oh
And,
yeah. Oh yeah.
you know, so it's definitely a fucking challenge, man. Like I don't know how much longer this is all going to be going on. I don't know how everything is going to turn out. But what do you guys think about like the protests and stuff? Like, what do you guys think about the lockdown right now? Like, do you think that it should be over with? Do you think, like, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't think it should be over with. I think the people that are protesting it I haven't seen any actual footage of protests.
Mm-hmm.
But are they wearing masks at the protests?
Some of them are. Yeah, some of
The
them are.
majority haven't been. Like the one that just happened a few weeks ago down in I think that was down in DC. There was one. Like 75% of the people I saw, there was no social distancing, there was no mask wearing. I think that the lockdown is working and has worked, and I believe some figures just came out today or the other day that is showing that we've reached our peak for the virus in this area, and we're starting to steady off and flatten the curve, basically.
Right.
So I think the stay-at-home order was definitely needed. I think it has worked. I think the people that are protesting, I think it's a little selfish, I think, because, you know, we're trying to do our part to stop the spread of this, because, you know, it's been known that
Sorry.
It's been known that you know,
Fuck.
these kind of measures work, and it's proven right now that they do work.
Right.
But no, Jessica, I agree. I don't think this is going away anytime soon. I think this is going to be the new norm. I think there's going to be a lot of new rules and regulations put into place for movie theaters and sporting events and grocery stores. But I think they do start. I think they need to start loosening up a little bit. We can't just say, all right, it's done and over with, everybody go back to your normal lives. That can't happen.
That's when it will sprout up again.
Yes, but I do think it is time to start, you know, opening up the small businesses. If we've been able to have the grocery stores, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, they've been open the whole time, right? And
yes,
you don't hear about any virus that's spreading rapidly through any of those stores. So if they're not going to spread through those stores, I think the small mom and pop shops, it's time to open those back up.
Yeah. So my whole thing with it is, like, I feel like we did our part, right? We flattened the curve so far. Everything seems to be okay for the most part. Certainly in our area. Obviously, we're close to Philly, which is close to New York City, which is arguably the biggest hotspot in the world.
Yeah.
Certainly in the country. And I I look at some of the protesters as selfish, but I look at a lot of them as straight up desperate people. And like you said, with the mom and pop shops and the people who don't qualify for unemployment, people who do qualify and haven't gotten it yet, or people that, let's be honest, who in America can survive for 2 months off of $1,200, you know? So I think that that's like something that we all, you know, kind of have to see. Like I have been talking shit on a lot of the protests and stuff like that. I have been, yeah, more or less, like I get frustrated when I saw it at first, but then I just thought about it. I'm like, dude, like some of these people are fucking, they're minutes away from losing everything, right? So it's just like, I don't know how I can be the judge of it necessarily, but at the same time, it's a situation where like we want to keep the numbers down. We want to make sure that, you know, everybody's safe. And my biggest fear with all of it is like, all right, I am down to open up tomorrow, everything, but I feel like everybody should just at least fucking follow the CDC guidelines, right? The masks in public, you know, not so much whatever the CDC guidelines are, because they're there to help us. They're there to protect us. They're not there to trounce on your rights. They're not there to, you know, to for that part of it. So I just think that it's kind of crazy that that's where we are with it. And I want to talk more about it here in a minute. I've been actually stalling because for some reason, the good news sounder wasn't on here, but it is now.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the
Give me the good stuff, Danny. What do you got?
All right. So my first story is something that kind of touches a little close to home for me. For the most part, babies and dogs have a great combination in many homes. However, when it comes to dog breeds, pit bulls are often judged as not being a family-friendly breed. I have a pit bull myself. I was always one of those people that kind of saw the dog by the name until I got the dog. And then I found out, you know, really what type of dog that is. This is a story I'm going to share up on the Facebook page. It is about a pit bull who ended up dragging his 7-month-old sister by her diaper out of a burning house. Saved her life.
Wow.
So it's a really cool story, and it's more of a video of an interview with the mom and the baby. So it's kind of hard to explain everything. So I'm going to share that on the Facebook page. I definitely think it's something to check out because it's an awesome story.
That is awesome.
My next story, more than 400 California college graduates were left overwhelmed with joy and surprise earlier this week after they were told an anonymous donor has paid off all of their student debt. The unidentified man paid off the debt by donating more than $8 million to Student Rising Above, a San Francisco-based nonprofit organization that helps send low-income, first-generation college students through college and provides them with personal guidance, mentoring, internship, and career guidance.
Wow.
Some of these people from the low-income households, they were actually going to school to do big things. Kimberly Anderson owed $300,000 in law school debt. All of it taken care of by this anonymous donor. So in a time like this, when there's people that are truly struggling, it's good to see that there are good people that are still out there willing to help out.
No doubt about it.
My next story, I'm going to post this one as well on the Facebook page because I think a lot of people can take some stuff out of this. Everybody knows right now with everything that's going on in the world, we have a lot of unsung heroes out there, all the frontliners.
Yeah.
We're talking everybody from surgeons to nurses to doctors,
Grocery store workers,
all the way down to custodians.
Yeah. Oh,
so there are about 13 different companies that are offering basically free stuff to healthcare workers.
Wow.
One of them is Qatar Airlines. They're giving away 100,000 round-trip plane tickets for any of its network destinations as a way of giving healthcare professionals a much-needed break.
Wow,
100,000 round-trip flights that they're giving out. Crocs is giving healthcare workers free shoes. Mazda, any car possible that you have, if you're a frontline worker, free oil change.
Wow.
Free oil change. Samsung phone, they are actually doing free phone repairs for free batteries and cracked screens for anyone with a valid hospital ID. And there's also a lot of other places that are giving out stuff. Lyft Scooters in 6 major cities is giving out free scooter rentals for healthcare workers to get to and from work. BJ's, you can shop there without a membership. So I will post this on the Facebook page. If you are a frontline worker, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. And there's a whole bunch of other people that are out there thanking you as well. So take a look at this. If you can take advantage of any of this, you deserve it. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
So that's what I got for good news.
Absolutely, man. Great job.
Very
Dan.
nice.
Great job.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That's all right. It's all right. Listen, real quick, I want to bring in a quick special guest in and out. I want to
Be back.
Oh, you'll be back, Kev? All right. I want to talk to
anything from Taylor.
Kevin Reevy from Might Be Sports about the possible return of sports. Kevin Reevy, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Kevin Reevy? I don't think Kevin Reevy can hear me.
Hello, Kevin.
Kevin Reevy.
That's interesting stuff.
He might just be frozen.
There he is.
Is he there? Kevin Reevy? No?
Blink
I'll bring
twice if there's a robot in the room.
I'll bring Kevin Reevy back, I guess. I wanted to talk with Kevin Reevy for a minute because I wanted, sports and stuff are coming back hopefully soon. At least there's talks of that going on. Reevy's having technical difficulties. But
Can you guys hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah. I couldn't last time. My bad.
It's all right. But yeah, we're going to talk to Kevin Reevy for a couple minutes just to talk about some possible sports coming back soon, hopefully sooner rather than later. We're also, Reevy and I are going to record something probably tomorrow to put out sometime this week and talk more in detail about that. So make sure you stay tuned. NBNnetwork.com. Check us out on Facebook. Obviously, you are if you're watching this. Also, huge shout out to our sponsors at Eunomia CBD. It's down there. Check it out. Go there, eunomiacbd.com. Promo code NBN, 20% off, free shipping, free shit. That's still going on even during the pandemic, which is amazing of these guys. It looks like Reevy's back. Let me see. Reevy, can you hear us? Reevy, can you hear us?
It's all broken up.
It's all broken up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're
frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Yeah, all of a sudden, past 5 minutes, it's like I can hear everything.
It's all right. Well,
it's awful.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But so I was just telling our guests or our listeners that we are going to record something tomorrow and put it out this week. We're going to talk about sports coming back, what the timeline looks like, all that good stuff. What NASCAR returns this weekend, or has it been back? Or I think the actual cars are racing this weekend, right?
I do believe that NASCAR is back this weekend. Yes.
I mean, I don't
It's
even
just
know.
frozen, and I love it. It's okay, Reevy. Listen, you and me, Reevy, tomorrow we're sitting down, we're talking.
I'm not getting hardly words. I'm getting sounds.
It's all right. I'm going to take you out, and we're going to continue on. But we're going to record something tomorrow, Reevy, and we're going to put it out this week. So make sure you check out Might Be Sports coming out this week. Reevy, thanks for taking some time, man. Sorry it didn't work out tonight. All right. Nice try.
That was fun.
It was the thought that count, right?
Do it live. We're doing it live.
Yeah, well, that's the whole problem. Let me text him. All good, bro.
All right. Love you.
Love you, Amy. Bye, Cole. I thought you were saying goodnight to Amy, but
I was saying goodnight to Cole.
still love Amy anyway, so it's okay. So back to the coronavirus shit.
You better watch your damn mouth.
I don't give a shit. No, but
Love you, Bob. Have a good night.
like I was saying though about like the protests and stuff, the thing that I get upset about is armed protest, right? Because that to me just makes it look chill, bro. Chill. Like
That's
people
taking
going
it
into
one
the
step
Capitol
too
building and
far.
Michigan and stuff. That's no bueno, baby.
Yeah.
No bueno. Like, yo, I mean, all about it. Like the whole, if you think your rights are being trampled on, you got to speak your voice, right? Like that's one thing I am happy about is that people legit feel that way and people legit are doing something about it. But at the same time, I'm not entirely sure that that's what's happening right now. I think that they're just generally trying to protect us. Like no one knew that the masks worked. No one knew.
Yeah.
A month ago, they were putting people on ventilators, and today ventilators are killing people. They don't know. And because they don't know, of course they, I think that like we should just keep our fucking distance, right? Like,
yeah, well, this is all new. Like this wasn't something that they've dealt with before. So they didn't know how to deal with this.
Right.
That's why the lockdowns and the stay at homes and social distancing, that's why all that was necessary because they didn't know what they were dealing with.
right.
So I think the social distancing is key. So the masks are a precautionary measure, but I don't think that's what's doing it. I think the social distancing is what's doing it. Because if you really think about it, like legit think about it, if a fart can make it through your butt cheeks and through your underwear and through your pants for you assholes to smell it,
Yeah.
is that mask really saving you from a virus?
That's only a scent that you're smelling. You're not getting the poop particles coming out of the ass.
Yeah. That's what methane gas smells like.
I mean, if I walk by somebody with bad breath, I can smell their breath. Right? But that doesn't mean I'm getting the particles from their mouth. That's the contagious part. The contagious thing is the particles. So these masks are protecting everybody else. They're not protecting you. That mask is doing absolutely nothing for you. It's protecting the other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're saying.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's why they're saying that in order for this whole thing to work, is everybody has to do it. So that's why all the stores are now mandatory mask.
Right.
Because if one person comes in without wearing a mask, that defeats the whole purpose for everybody else. Because I can breathe in their stuff, they can't breathe in mine. So it's pointless at that point.
Well, and they're saying too that like the particles of this shit are not the poo particles, but the corona particles hang out in the air for like up to 8 minutes or something just by talking.
Mm-hmm.
Just by talking. So it's like, I mean, why the mask?
Are you for like legit serious? Just this shit from talking?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and here,
tells
Ricky,
you how much research I've done on it.
Ricky's saying in VA the masks are not mandatory. I would assume that the masks are going to go down as far as like as the summer goes on, because one thing that somebody brought up to me that was a valid point is that it limits your oxygen intake, right? So like if during a hot day, if you're out of breath, like you're going to be struggling in that fucking mask, unless you got one of those cool ones with the filters on the side, whatever. But if you just got a regular cloth mask, it's tough. Like when I'm at work, Danny, you work a physical job.
I work in a steel mill. I'm around 3,000 degrees steel. It is hot as balls in there.
Yeah.
And when you start sweating and you get that sweat inside your mask, it definitely makes it more challenging.
You have to wear a mask underneath all your PPE? Wow. Crazy.
Yep. Only time I can take it off is when I'm eating or drinking.
Reevy's giving me a thumbs up. Let me try this one more time.
Okay.
Reevy, are you here?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Before, I don't know. I was on my phone. It wasn't working. We switched to the iPad, but it was just like you're talking, and I'm trying to go along, but it was like, and I'm like, I'm not getting anything here.
This is what we saw on the screen. It was just you, like.
Yeah, you did not move.
That was trying to play along, like maybe
Yeah.
you guys are seeing me fine, but it's been a long day. All right.
So, Reevy, real quick, because we're on a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah.
We have sports coming back. NASCAR's back this weekend, right? UFC has already been back. Baseball's talking about it. You and I were going to sit down and we're going to record some Might Be Sports tomorrow to put out this week, and I'm really excited about it because we need some sports. What can you tell us about the return of sports right now? What's the timeline looking like? Just to kind of tease our episode.
I think we're going to have Spader on tomorrow, Ryan Spader, and he's maybe going to give us some insight on how maybe the players are thinking about this whole thing. Because right now it's the owners have a proposal for Major League Baseball to start. But that's a contract negotiation. That's one side of the story.
Sure.
Kevin, did you see Bryce's proposal for what he thinks they should do?
I just started to see that. I saw like little bits and pieces before I got on.
Okay.
So I'm not totally sure what that is. And I mean, it could make sense. I think what he's doing there is a little bit like backpedaling where he was taking like the players' sides. He kind of sided with Blake Snell and he was going on for the whole thing where right now it has to be between the owners and the player representatives. It's got to stop with the player individual stuff. That's the only thing. And no matter which side you're on, it needs to be within the representatives because this individual player stuff is not going to work.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. But right now it seems probably more likely they don't play than they do, which,
Really?
Or, I mean, that just seems the way like the players are going. And they're going to side. I mean, right now I think if they had a vote, the players would vote no. So
Wow. Whereas the NBA seems like it's almost unanimous yes at this point. I think in the NHL, I haven't heard as much about the NHL coming back, but I know that there was a big meeting or phone call this past week as far as the NBA is concerned, and everybody's just amped up to go and play in front of no crowds, even if that's what it takes. Which I don't see how any major sport is going to be able to come back and play in front of a crowd right now. I don't see how that can happen, at least for the next probably year, right? I mean,
isn't that how the players are paid?
That's part of their paycheck for sure. The revenue from the tickets and advertising and stuff like that. And not to get too much into detail because I want to talk a lot more about it on our show that we do tomorrow. But I'm really excited to see some of the things that they end up doing, because to me it's impossible for these sports not to continue. It's just a matter of when and how at this point. And where, because some of the things I've heard are neutral ground places. And are you going to do that for every sport? Are you going to do that for every game? Those are the questions among a lot of other questions that still need to be answered. But NFL teams are starting to open facilities. NBA practice facilities are opening starting this weekend, I believe. I heard something about that they're going to be doing a lot of different crazy camera angles for NBA and NHL, possibly because there's not going to be fans there. They can put cameras where they haven't been able to before.
Well, they did that with the WWE. I mean, they kind of almost made it more of like almost like a movie, basically. Now I know they can't do that with live sports, but I did hear that they're looking at maybe even adding in crowd noise, which I think would sound fucking retarded.
Yo, I heard that today too.
I don't like that.
Stupid.
I think being able to hear like everything that happens on the field would be a really cool thing.
Yeah, dude.
That would be awesome.
I agree. Reevy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think anytime you pump in something that's not authentic, it's going to sound awful.
Awful.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as
could you imagine being a player on the field and just being like, this is corny? Like,
but how about we're talking about like the Eagles and the Cowboys playing, right? And the Cowboys score a touchdown while playing in Philly. Are they going to pump in the like cheers for that?
No, they would have to
Well,
pump in booze, but it would just be totally unauthentic.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, because the cheers are going to be in the room, like when you're watching it with your family or friends, like at the bar, wherever. Like,
True.
you don't need those. That's like, you don't need that at the stadium, because
Right.
you're experiencing that in real time, you would think. But I mean, that's it. I guess it depends. But I mean, personally speaking, if it's an Eagles Cowboys game, those cheers are going to be with the people I'm with.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I just think it'd be
assuming
cool.
we're able to be with people.
I just think it'd be cool to watch the football game and have somebody like Aaron Rodgers, walk up to the line and point out the mic, and do his check downs and hear that kind of stuff that you normally don't hear unless you're watching like an NFL films, like behind the scenes thing.
Now, if that happens and let's say they don't pump in fake noise and all that, does home court advantage get taken away?
It doesn't exist.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
absolutely.
exist.
The only thing is you don't
Yeah,
have to
just-
travel for the game. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to travel.
Yeah, you're in your own facility, but you don't have, the crowd.
Right. Reevy, I'm going to let you go for now. I got a couple stories to cover. I will get in touch with you. We'll get our episode recorded tomorrow. Might be sports happening this week. I'm really excited about it, dude.
Yeah, we got good baseball stuff tomorrow.
Good. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to talk to Spader. And thank you so much for taking some time with us tonight, man. And I'll talk with you tomorrow.
Thanks for bearing with me.
No problem, man.
See you,
Hey,
Kev.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. All right. So real quick, just to get away from the coronavirus stuff a little bit and dive into some more bad news.
Great.
Well, I just wanted to talk about it real quick because one thing that I've noticed, at least in the past couple weeks, and I think that this is because we've talked about this off air, that there's nothing to talk about news wise. It's all coronavirus. It's all this. It's been this. This has been the news cycle. So like, I don't want to get on here and talk about that for a whole hour. So
I haven't watched news in like 2 weeks because of it.
I haven't either, to be honest with you. But a lot of stories are starting to pop up that happened in February, that happened, around that time because nobody was paying any attention to it. And one of the things that has recently popped up is the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. Have you guys seen this stuff? Have you heard about this?
You haven't heard about any of this, Kev.
None of it, Kev? Really?
Wow.
Nope. Nothing.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Because I didn't hear about this on the news. It's all social media stuff that got my attention. And
Speaking of that, I don't get on social media anymore.
yeah, you're kind of a recluse.
Unless it's TikTok. I am fucking addicted to
TikTok?
TikTok. Oh my god!
Wait,
dude.
do you make the videos too?
No, I don't make them. I just watch them.
you
They are
should.
the most
Okay.
entertaining. Dude, I'll get lost in TikTok for like an hour and a half.
So I was working one night.
Well, you're
Yeah.
about to have your mind blown by this story.
Yeah, we gotta look
Okay.
this up when we're done here. So I was working one night. I've been working nights recently, and I've talked about him on the show before. Sean King, great follow on Instagram, great follow on social media, and he posted about this. And his name was Ahmaud Arbery. He was shot and killed on February 23rd in Santillas Shores, a suburban neighborhood about 15 minutes from downtown Brunswick. And what caught my attention, he posted that somebody filmed this happening. He wasn't shot by police. He was shot by two vigilante guys, basically, Kev. A father and son team. One guy was driving a pickup truck and the other guy was riding in the back of the pickup truck, and they stopped
With
this guy.
guns, like
With
shotguns
guns.
and handguns.
Yeah, and they stopped this
Where
dude.
and where is this at?
This is in
Georgia.
Georgia.
Wow, sounds like whoa. Dude,
Yeah, he was
from what
shot
you're telling
by
me already.
34-year-old Travis McMichael and his father Gregory McMichael. And one of their neighbors drove up behind this while it was happening and was filming the whole thing, Kev. And the shit was put out, and I saw the video, and I still think about it. Like, I saw it last week or whenever this really became huge, and like for 2 days I couldn't stop thinking about it. Jessica said the father was a retired cop. He also was a retired investigator for the district attorney's office down there. So what happened, Kev, is these guys stop in the middle of the road with their pickup truck. The driver gets out with the shotgun. Ahmaud Arbery goes around the truck to try and get away from the dude. Dude with the shotgun runs around the side, kind of attacks him. They get in a tussle. They're fighting over the gun. Guy shoots him, basically point blank range, two or more times with a shotgun, and dies in the middle of the day in the middle of the street. And all of it's on camera. And
now, what was this guy wanted for?
He wasn't wanted.
He wasn't wanted for anything.
He was jogging down the street.
There was these guys told the cops that showed up that they were trying to do a citizen's arrest because it was reported that this guy fit the description that he was burglarizing houses in the area
because he was black.
Later on, they discovered that no burglaries had been reported in the area. He went in. There is video surveillance of him going into a house that's being built, right? No doors, no windows, which how many times have we done that? I've done that a trillion times. Yep. It's not illegal. It's not considering breaking and entering unless you break a door or a window. You're not intruding into somebody's property that way. But 0 arrests were made until this became a social media explosion.
Until the video was released to the public.
Until the video was released.
But it's so disturbing to watch the video because you see the pickup truck and the guy is hanging on the back of the pickup truck, like one arm on the back rack, the other arm, with a shotgun. Yep. Like they're just flying down the street, hunting him down. It is disturbing.
It's disturbing, dude. Kev, you should probably look it up after this because it's really, really crazy. But
it sounds like some racist bullshit.
Dude, and really, like, one of the things that really sucks about this is the response I've seen from some people, such as Candace Owens, big time. She spent 24 hours on Twitter talking about how this dude was a criminal and didn't deserve to die, but he's a criminal. Let me tell you, he got arrested when he was in high school. Which was years and years ago, for bringing a gun to a high school football game. Was arrested, didn't shoot anybody, didn't use it, just he was arrested for that. A few years later, he broke his probation with shoplifting. That's the extent of his rap sheet. Guy never had a history of burglary. Guy never had a history of violence. Nothing like that. So I don't understand how anybody could even try to justify this. It's outrageous to me.
There is no justifying to it.
On the positive side, since it's gone viral, thanks to people like Sean King, there's special investigations going into this. They've literally taken it completely out of the hands of local law enforcement down there. 2 district attorneys recused themselves from this because they knew the guy. One of them has been accused of literally blocking the police from arresting him to begin with. So it's a big, 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 big deal. And I think that it's kind of just beginning down there. So it's just really crazy. And I feel like we're starting to see a lot more stories like this. And again, maybe it's because we missed it during the time where it was coronavirus 24 hours a day. I don't know, but I feel like it's obviously adding fuel to the fire that is already a very, very divided nation. And I just hope that I'm seeing a lot of videos of New York City cops just doing fucked up shit to people for not wearing masks, man. Like, that's crazy. People getting beat up in New York by cops for not wearing masks. Not anymore. Apparently, Cuomo said that they're not doing that anymore, whatever. But it's been going on, and it's crazy. It's really crazy to see out there. And, it just, I couldn't.
But on the other note of that, you can make a mask out of anything. Are they just going out without masks on because they want to?
Who, the people in New York?
Some people, yeah.
I don't know, and it wasn't. Not every case was about masks. Some of it was because they weren't standing 6 feet away from people or whatever. But I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Something was said to me, or I saw it on TV or something, and
Mm-hmm.
they said you could save lives by wearing masks.
Yeah.
And if that's really all it takes to save somebody's life, fucking I'll wear 6 of them.
Right. Well,
I
and
would-
even still, like I don't know. For me, it's just trying to be compassionate because everybody's scared for one reason or another right now, right? Whether you're scared because you got to get back to work, right? Everybody's got to get back to work. If you're not working, you got to get back to it because how are you surviving, right? Some people would feel a lot more comfortable if everybody was wearing a mask, and it's not a big fucking deal.
It's not.
It's really not. It's uncomfortable, but like so are fucking tight jeans. I don't wear tight jeans. I wear jeans that fit me. I also wear a fucking mask that fits me. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, like, I stopped at Wawa the other day before I went to work.
Mhm.
And I was in there. I was the only one in there, and I see some lady walking in without a mask on.
Never
So I
felt-
kind of like turned and I said, I got to see what's going to happen. So she walks in, and the guy working the register goes, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a mask?" And she stopped. And if looks could kill, she looked at him and said, "No, and I'm not getting one."
right.
And just went about her way. And I was like, fucking kick her out of the store.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, if she's going to disrespect you like that, guess what? You can go to a different Wawa.
I mean, if you
I
got
thought that was ridiculous.
right, if you have a medical excuse, right, like cool, right?
What would classify as a medical excuse?
Like I was saying,
medical excuse.
like I was saying
So-
earlier, if you have, you're not getting the right oxygen intake. If you're asthmatic, maybe,
Asthma.
yeah, asthma.
If you're asthmatic, should you be out at this time?
probably not.
No, but you also have some people that feel very claustrophobic when they have that
Yeah.
over their mouth,
Yeah.
and it gives them panic attacks, anxiety attacks. So, I mean, there is, some stuff you can get away with,
Right.
but the way things are right now, you can walk into a store and somebody can say to you, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a mask?" "I do, but I have a medical condition that does not allow me to wear a mask." And because of HIPAA, they cannot ask you what that medical condition is,
Correct.
and they have to let you in.
Yeah. So what, like, I think, because I don't wear a mask at all times when I'm at work, right? I wear a mask when I'm close to people. I wear a mask when I'm talking to someone face to face. But because I'm working at night, there's not a lot of people around me most of the time. So if there's no one around, I'm not going to wear it because I don't really have a real reason to. Like you said, it's not to protect me, it's to protect other people.
Mhm.
So that's where I draw the line. But that being said, if I'm by myself in an aisle of the grocery store, I guess I could take it off. But if there's somebody walking up to me, I'm going to put it on. So like a lot of people have like the masks that they just kind of have like hanging around their neck and they can pull it up and pull it down, whatever.
Now, hold on. With what you just said, and
Mhm.
and that's because I'm not saying I'm not coming at you for it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the problem is, because as soon as you take that off, what's coming out of your mouth now? All
Right.
those particles. And what did we say? The particles stay in the air for how long?
Right. 8 minutes.
Do you wear glasses in a store?
No, I don't.
Guess what's
And-
going in your eyes?
Yeah, that's the other thing. They just started saying recently that it's like getting in people's eyes and shit.
I mean, just wear the mask.
Week 1 and 2 and
No.
3 and 4 of this, I was wearing gloves everywhere every time I left the house. Not doing that anymore.
Now, see, the cross contamination with gloves is such
Yeah.
a huge thing
It was
that some stores are saying masks are mandatory,
Wear 'em.
gloves are prohibited.
prohibited. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Wawa is doing that.
Yeah.
So
There's too much cross contamination because you don't know when that person put that glove on. You don't know what they've touched. And they're saying, all right, well, I got gloves on, so I don't need to wash my hands. I don't need to use hand sanitizer. So now everything they've touched throughout that day with that same pair of gloves, it's all coming into your store.
yeah. One more story that I wanted to touch on quickly before we jump into what's the point and stuff. And I kind of teased this before the show even started, but So this is a story that like kind of happened during this whole thing and got really popular for almost not being popular. They're talking about these UFO footages, and people are like, oh, why is nobody talking about this? You motherfuckers haven't been listening to Might Be News. You fucking people.
But
Because
listen, how crazy of a world
over a year, you sons of bitches.
How crazy. We live in a world where the government just said UFOs are real and nobody batted an eye at it.
Well, see, what happened was, and why it wasn't a big deal to me was just because like they had already come out and said that they were real, but now what happened was that they released like the transcribed incidents, like all the audio is there, all the background is there, so like there's a lot more information. But like these were made public a long time ago, and we spent 4 or 5 fucking episodes talking about it. We had UFO. We had the person from one of these videos on Novak and Franz. So go back and look at the shit. We don't have to sit here and waste more time about it because we already talked about it more than everybody in the mainstream media combined. These pussies. We broke the news that aliens were real, technically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might be fucking news, people. Might be fucking news. But it is crazy because there is a lot of stuff going on with that. And you're like, everybody was totally right. Like, nobody gave a shit because it was coronavirus time.
No,
like,
nobody cared.
Nobody cared. All right. So let's do, it's kind of weird doing what's the point without a commercial. But here we go. What's the point? Is there a point to this? What is your point?
You're gonna sit there and look stupid?
Co-host Kev, do you have a point this week?
I do.
I have a point. Oh my God.
So, like I said, is I am sick and fucking tired of the news, coronavirus, everything.
Yep.
So I went out and I found a news story
Oh.
that I found absolutely crazy. And I have it right here. I'm bringing it up right now. Fucking slacking. So, state trooper in Utah is driving down the road. And he sees this car driving erratically. So he decides to pull it over. He pulls it over and finds a 5-year-old kid behind the wheel. By himself. Completely by himself.
Wow.
Investigates further to find out this happened on May 4th. He finds out later that this kid stole his mom's car because when he asked his mom to buy him a Lamborghini, she wouldn't. So he said, fuck it, I'm out. I'm
stealing your Toyota Camry.
Was he going to go buy one himself?
He was going to go buy one himself.
Oh my gosh.
So when I guess the state trooper pulled him over, did the whole pat down and everything on him, and found $3 in his wallet.
$3. Poor kid, that won't even cover the key.
Dude, I was fully entertained by that story, and I figured I'd share it with you guys.
That's a good one, Kev. That's a good one. Danny, what's your point?
All right, so I don't know if it's really a point, but it's more of an apology. So, Kev, I have to apologize to you.
Okay.
I give you a lot of shit, but I noticed something the other day when I was in the shower. I noticed when I was in the shower, there's only one loofah in the shower.
Okay.
And it's mine. I married somebody.
Danny, did you
that doesn't use
a bar of soap, dude?
Loofah. And all the shit I was giving you about it. What's up?
Dude, so what? Did you just use a bar of soap?
Hold on, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
No, I use a loofah. I can hear you now.
But Allison does not.
Allison does not.
See? She knows what it's about.
And so I have to apologize because I actually married a Kevin. So
don't say that too loud.
I thought you were going to say that you converted.
No.
But you left the loofah life behind.
No. So I noticed that there was only one in there, and it was mine. And I was like, "Oh my god, I married a Kevin." So it's me apologizing to you for being so harsh on you.
Well,
I'll buy the variety pack and give half to you and half to Allison.
That's a good point, Danny. My point this week is something that neither one of you guys is going to give a shit about. But so obviously we've all kind of had a lot more time on our hands recently, and a lot of people have been binge watching a lot of things. And May the 4th has come and gone. Star Wars.
Oh my god!
And now all 9 Star Wars movies are on Disney Plus, which is just a cool fucking thing to begin with. But also, there has been a lot of recent news about the Mandalorian season 2, which I've talked about the Mandalorian numerous times on the show. I think it's one of the coolest things that has ever happened to Star Wars. But they are bringing a lot of characters into season 2 of the Mandalorian, including the return of Boba Fett, which is obviously a crowd favorite in the Star Wars universe. They're bringing back, well, not necessarily back, but there's a character, and there's a couple of Star Wars cartoons, and they're all on Disney Plus. I'm not the biggest fan. I heard of them, never really watched them. But
Allison's on. I want to get in trouble.
there's a lot. Yo, Allison, what's up, Allison girl? What's up, girl? A lot of cool stuff happening with Star Wars, and I'm actually putting together a roundtable discussion. I'm trying to get some of my friends that are big Star Wars fans to talk more about it in greater detail, because I don't want to sit here and listen to Kev yawn for the next 10 minutes while I go through it. So
boring.
Actually, it's really fucking cool, man. I'm telling you, I'm really excited about it. And
do you know how far I got in The Mandalorian?
You said like you didn't even finish the first episode, right?
Nope. Well, whatever. I mean, it was a cool scene. It was a cool scene, but I was just like, yeah, nah.
What scene?
Boba Fett catches his first whatever on the first episode, and then he's running from the thing, breaking through the ice.
Yeah, you gotta keep going. At least finish that episode, because the end is gangster. The end of that episode.
No.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying, it's really
probably
good.
Not gonna happen.
There's not a lot of that Force shit, good side, dark side. There's not a lot of that going on. It's just straight up shooting shit and being gangster in space. That's what the Mandalorian is. I'm for real. It's
shooting shit.
Really
Going,
pew,
pew, pew, pew,
no, but
pew,
it's gangster. Yeah, do me a favor. When this is over, start the episode where you stopped it, and just at least finish that episode and tell me it's not better than you thought it was going to be.
Not going to happen.
Fuck it, Danny. Maybe you'll give it a shot. Maybe not. It's okay.
Maybe. I'm wrapped up into something right now that I need to finish.
Okay. Yeah. I'm watching like 4 different things right now.
I'm watching All American.
Is that
good?
Yeah, it's
good. How far are you?
So Allison and I are watching it together. We were knocking out like 2 episodes a night, and then I switched to the midnight shift. So we're gonna probably watch some more tonight. I think we're on episode 10 of season 1. So it's getting good. It's getting really good.
You want me to tell you something?
No. Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me.
We're watching that show Bosch on Amazon. It's like a cop show. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. I didn't really like the first season. I mean, I liked it, but like I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep going. But I'm really glad that I did, because every season has gotten better. Every season's gotten better, and we just started season 5, and season 6 like just came out recently. So, but it's good. It's really good. I was going to do it for my late review, but I decided on something else. I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
Can't believe I'm just hearing.
why didn't I know about this sooner? I'll go first for this. I wasn't sure what to do for late review, and I wasn't sure if I was going to pick this because it's not technically over yet. But I don't know if you guys have been watching on ESPN on Sunday nights recently, The Last Dance. the documentary about the Chicago Bulls in the 90s?
I've seen a few. I need to go back and actually watch them like from beginning to end because I've seen bits and pieces.
Dude,
but from what I've seen so far, yo, MJ was hard.
Dude, so episode 9 and 10, it ends tomorrow night, Sunday night. So we've been watching it on Monday because we don't, whatever. But it's been so fucking good. The whole thing is about the final season that they all played together. The final season that Phil Jackson was their coach and that whole team was together. And it's the last championship of their second three-peat. And it was the 97-98 season. And they keep flashing back to different things. So like in each episode, they kind of tackle different players. So, they talk about obviously Michael Jordan the most because that's the story. But like, they talk about when he got drafted. They talk about his childhood. They talk about that stuff. But then they do the same thing for Scottie Pippen, which is really cool. They did the same thing for Dennis Rodman, which is really cool. Tony Kukoc, and they talk a lot about Steve Kerr and different rivalries that Jordan came across and different aspects of that whole dynasty that I was just too young to understand. Like I didn't know that Scottie Pippen wasn't getting paid what he should have been getting paid. Like not even close. I didn't know that. I remembered that Michael Jordan's dad was murdered, but I totally forgot about it and before I saw the thing. So like I'm like sitting here watching this and I'm just like, I remember seeing some of these shots. I remember watching some of these games because I grew up in a place that didn't have any professional sports. We just had farm teams and whatever. So all NBA playoffs were huge where I lived because every game was televised. We got a mixed bag for football and different things. But like if you grew up in the 90s, you knew who Michael Jordan was. Even if you didn't watch basketball, the McDonald's commercials, the Space Jam, the
shoes,
Be Like Mike, and it really just it dives in so in depth to all this stuff. And I think that at first I was like, well, this is just going to paint like a really golden picture of Michael Jordan, and it does, but it doesn't at the same time. Like,
it doesn't.
It addresses some of the things that people had issues with him, like his inability to, or not inability, but lack of interest in taking sides in political things. He didn't voice his opinion about right, left things. He didn't endorse candidates. He didn't do any of that stuff. And a lot of people had problems with that because he was the biggest person arguably in the world. But he talked about it. He addressed it, and a lot of his gambling was a huge deal back then. And
how about his inability to like accept winning? After his third championship, and they were talking about it, and he said, "I'm not happy. I'm relieved because now I can stop stressing about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week."
Yeah.
And he just moved on to the next one. Like he has to do it. He cannot accept what's given to him.
It really does a great job of showing how different he is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But like back then, man, I miss that basketball, that like physical ball.
Yeah.
Like, some of his matchups against the Knicks and the Pistons and how physical it got and how, Dennis Rodman was a monster. And just like watching him and Scottie Pippen and Steve Kerr and all that shit, it's really, really good. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's so close to being it's basically, fuck it. Just call it an instant classic. I'm going to hit the TV. It's an instant classic documentary. I will say that it's more than worth your time. It's more than worth watching it, even if you're not a basketball fan, because it's just, there's very few people that you see that had as much influence as Michael Jordan,
mm-hmm.
or like as much popularity, but popularity is almost like a simple word for it. It's too simple because like he was global. Like it was like he was a living god back in the 90s. Like everybody wanted to be like so that's my
Okay.
review.
So now after watching this,
Mhm.
does this change the debate in your mind of who's better, LeBron or Michael?
I've never put LeBron over Michael. So this just solidified that for me.
Okay.
Like I not to say that I don't think that LeBron could survive in that NBA because I think he would, because you look at players from that era and LeBron is a physical freak as far as, his athleticism and just pure strength, right? So like he would probably excel in a lot of areas in the NBA if he was built the exact same way that he is right now.
Yeah, and just think, like, they got away with a little bit more back then too, a little bit more elbow to the side, and that type of shit.
You see some of the LeBron flops these days, and that wouldn't be going down. But
oh no, but he'd be able to be more physical, and he kind of has to like tone it back right now.
But I also think that if Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan back then playing now, he would destroy. He would.
Oh,
destroy.
Absolutely.
I mean, there would be players that would give him trouble, but when for example, in the episode where it talks about him going to play baseball, it was right after his dad was murdered. He had to retrain his body to get into baseball shape. You're using all different muscles to play baseball, and he only played baseball for a short amount of time, but in that amount of time, he was able to get his body in baseball shape. So when he transitioned back to basketball, he had to train harder than everyone else just to get back into basketball shape. You're running the whole game. You're playing the whole game. And I mean, he never missed a beat. And I don't know if LeBron could go play baseball and come back and dominate in the same way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could, but just to me, there's nobody that will ever be bigger than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't have Twitter or Instagram or any of those things to make his brand bigger, and he didn't need it.
Yep.
He didn't need it. So I give it's an instant classic. The one complaint that I have is that it does a lot of jumping around time-wise, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to figure out what year it is that they're talking about or whatever. But other than that, for real, it's fantastic. Fantastic. So check it out. Last Dance on ESPN. Kev, what's your late review?
So I was gonna do Us. You were
gonna do Us, the movie?
Yeah. But I wanted to get on your level and do another instant classic.
Oh.
So my brother-in-law has let me borrow his Xbox One the past 3 weeks.
Wow.
And along with that Xbox One, he sent over a copy of the Master Chief Collection for Halo.
The best Halo. Yep.
Well, it's got all of them.
Yep.
Is that what it is? It's all of them, right?
Yeah,
well, I'm
Halo.
talking like the Xbox One. That was the best version of the Halo, like the original Halo.
You're talking the first Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kev's talking about the new. Okay, I know what you're saying, Kev.
Well, it's got Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Odyssey, and Halo 5. I think.
Is 5 the most
dude,
recent?
it's got. I think so. I can't remember how many. I lose track because there's so many games in this one game.
Yeah.
And I love Halo 1, loved Halo 2, and my favorite was Halo 3.
Not to interrupt, are they remastered at all, Kev?
Halo 1 and 2 are remastered.
Okay. So they look decent?
Dude, you can they're aged. You can tell the difference.
Yeah,
but they're still gorgeous games.
Yeah.
And 12 out of 10.
Wow.
12 out of 10 easy.
Halo's very nostalgic.
It is. That
when you said Xbox One, my brain immediately went to like the
first
original
Xbox.
Yeah,
I got you.
Because I grew up on Halo with the original Xbox, having huge Halo tournaments in my parents' basement, hanging sheets up and, dividing the basement into different rooms.
Peeking.
No screen peeking. People would bring their own TVs into my parents' house.
Dude, how crazy is that?
Wild.
Same thing for my basement, and it was like, yeah, bring your TV and your Xbox over.
Yep.
We'll link them up.
12 hours.
Yep.
We'll never go to sleep.
4-on-4.
Speaking of video games, big announcement this past week: Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered.
Saw that.
I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that.
But Tony Hawk 1, you couldn't manual.
Yeah, so I'm sure that they're gonna like make some adjustments.
If they're just remastering it, have fun playing Tony Hawk 1 because I won't even touch it.
You can't manual. Right. See, like for me, like I just want to play the nostalgic levels, like the warehouse, and that's going to be in the demo. So I don't even know if I need to buy the stupid game because that's going to be the demo. But I'm pumped for it, dude, because
I'm excited.
I haven't played.
When is it supposed to drop?
I think this fall.
Because, dude, I saw that news and I immediately got on the Xbox because that's all I've been playing on lately. And I was like, how much is Tony Hawk? And the only Tony Hawk that's available on Xbox One is Tony Hawk 5.
Yeah.
And it looks weird.
No, that game apparently got a really bad reviews too.
Really?
I looked to see when it's coming out. September 4th.
Shoot.
That's not that far away. There's some pretty good video games coming out soon. That I actually might pre-order a couple things, and that might be one of them, the Tony Hawk thing.
I'll play that with you.
Yeah. I'm pumped up. Danny, what's your review this week?
All right, so for this week, Allison and I watched another show during the whole quarantine thing. Dave, you guys hear about the show, Dave?
I'm so glad you're reviewing this. Yes,
Kev?
I loved it.
I don't. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet.
I'm disappointed.
Highly suggest you watch the show.
Little Dicky's your guy, dude.
It is
Yeah, no, I just haven't had the time.
hysterical.
You'll love it.
Hysterical.
Yeah, you'll love it.
What I loved about this show, I loved everything was based on real life events.
Yes.
So like all the crazy shit that happened in his life, and when he had encounters with celebrities, he actually had that real celebrity on his show, filling in for that celebrity, and seeing the encounters that they had, seeing how his name came about, his first interviews on the radio, his first show, basically seeing where he came from and the type of person that he is. And the fact that he's a local guy, I mean, he was born in Cheltenham Township, right outside of Abington.
Right.
And I believe, I've been telling this to people, so I really hope this is true. I think he went to high school or to college in Westchester University. I think
he at least did sometime there, yeah.
I know he has some sort of affiliation with Westchester University. But to watch this show, we laughed our ass off.
Yeah.
There was only one episode that I didn't like, and I think it was episode 8, maybe. It was like 1 or 2 from the end. It was more about his hype man than him. He was barely in it.
I love that episode. I really did. Yeah, I did.
I found that more of like a setup episode for the next, for getting ready for the finale.
Right. I liked it because by that time, Gata, his hype man, had become essentially my favorite character.
Okay.
Just the way that he helped Dave.
Yes.
Like understand everything that he was going through and like helped kind of propel him with the gander. I love his lingo, the way he carried himself, the way like he kind of wasn't the shit, but just put that out there and made people feel like he was, you know what I'm saying? And he believed in it and he believed in himself. And I thought it was really cool that they took that extra step to tell that side of his story. And what really got me, what I think made me appreciate that particular episode more, Danny, I'm sorry to interrupt your thing.
No, you're fine.
Little Dicky made a Instagram post about it, I guess the day after that episode aired, and talked about their relationship, and he's like, this isn't a fucking actor, like this is my guy. This is everything that I'm showing you in the show is actually what Gaeta has helped me like learn about myself. He made this like really cool like emotional post about it, and I just thought that added to the episode. I saw that before I watched the episode, so maybe
okay.
Yeah, so like, and I actually follow Gaeta on Instagram too, and he's great. He's great.
Yeah, see, like I think Dave is hysterical. Just like the stupid shit he does. Like when Gaeta is sleeping over and he's sleeping over in the basement and Dave's tucking him in. And Gaeta's like, I'm a grown ass man. You don't gotta tuck me in. And he's straight tucking him in, and then he leans in to give him a kiss.
Yeah.
A kiss goodnight. Like that shit was cracking me up. And so like
the other guy.
So like we were really looking forward to watching it. And then that episode came up and I was like, well fuck, Dave hasn't been in this episode maybe once or twice. So I think that's why I was a little upset.
Yeah.
All in all, I'm giving this an instant classic as well. Because this was a must watch. It's funny, it's enlightening, it's a good show to watch. Definitely check it out. Dave, it's on FX.
And the last episode was fantastic.
Last episode was ballin'.
Was so good. Like the way it started,
the way it ends,
song, and the way it ended was perfect. And it broke a bunch of records for FX.
So it has become FX's highest rated comedy series ever.
And that's just Always Sunny. That's like that's huge.
And they just renewed it for season 2.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Everybody say hi to Summer.
Hi, Summer.
Hi, Summer.
God, look at that tan.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Hi.
We're getting ready for bed.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up here. Kev, you ready for This Week in History?
Yeah, buddy.
And now it's time.
Jesus Christ.
For This Week in History.
You gotta do me like that.
You want to
With
listen?
co-host Kev.
Fuck.
You got Kev.
May 17th, 1973, Tel Aviv's Watergate hearings open, headed by North Carolina Senator Sam Ervin. May 18th, 1953, Jacqueline Cochran became the first woman to fly faster than the speed of sound. May 19th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe sang Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy. May 20th, 1927, Charles Lindbergh began the first solo nonstop transatlantic flight departing from Long Island aboard the Spirit of St. Louis. May 21st, 1881, Carol Barton founded what became the American Red Cross. And that's what I got.
Excellent job. Both of you guys, man. This has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got a chance to do this tonight. And
this was fun.
I want to do it more. It's been tough. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm working nights, so it's been a challenge for me to be able to do this when everybody is available and when people are going to watch it. And it kind of sucks, but I want to try and figure out a way, even if we don't do it live, but I want to get back into podcasting, man. I miss it. It's been hard not doing it. It's been hard not seeing you guys and everybody else at the network. It's just something to do, and I miss doing it. I miss talking about what's going on in the world with my friends and having a good time doing it. And I really appreciate you guys sitting down with me tonight and hanging out. You guys did a great job, especially you, Danny. Fantastic.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
Kev, I love you.
I'm out.
Kev, you know what? No, I need to blow you up a little bit for a second too, because you have, and we've talked about it. We haven't been on in a while, but your artwork has really.
Yeah, I gotta run that over to your house.
Yeah, you made me a custom piece, and I cannot wait to display it here and show everybody what it looks like, because you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm glad that you're finally finding something that you're good at.
We're getting ready to say goodbye.
All right, dick.
No. Thank you guys so much out there for listening and hanging out with us. And we're going to come back and do this more often. We're going to do more things. I have a Star Wars night planned. I have a Might Be Tunes episode planned. I got things that we're ready to do. Novak and Franz has been on having a good time. So keep on the lookout, mbnnetwork.com. You know me as CBD.com. Check everybody out. Do all that good stuff. Danny, great job. Say peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, Kev. Fantastic job tonight, Kev.
See ya.
Everybody, like I said, go to youknowmeascbd.com. Use promo code MBN. Get 20% off free shipping and free stuff. That's still going on. MBNnetwork.com. Catch up with all your podcasts. If you're new to the network, go check it out. We got all the episodes there. We're on YouTube. We got all the episodes from this season on there, minus the Mickey Tunes episode that ACDC almost got it kicked off the internet. Go check us out. We got a lot of things coming up, a lot of things in the works. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, all that good stuff, and be nice to each other. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Peace out, guys.
Later.
So
Say
much.
bye.
See you next time.
Say bye. Bye.
Bye, Summer.
Okay.
Peace, guys.